Okay, so I'm going to work these last two examples. I'm going to start with noticing that this is less than is and. So I'm already anticipating this being a shading between my two zeros. A is equal to 1. I do not have a GCF, so I'm ready to factor. The factors of 4 are, -4. The factors of -4 are 1, 4, 2, 2. Look for your hint. My bigger number needs to be needs to be positive. Bigger number's positive, smaller number's negative. These are the same size. Those two combine to give me 3, which is what I need. This is my pair of numbers, x minus 1, x plus 4 is less than or equal to 0. Use the zero product property, set each factor equal to 0, and now solve. So my zeros are at 1 and -4. Give yourself a number line. -4 is over here. This is less than, so it's an open circle, -4, and 1. I'm not worried about scaling because I'm just putting two numbers on the number line, so any scaling will work. If you want to do other values and show me where they are, that's fine. I'm just going to do the two zeros. This A value is positive, so I know my parabola is opening up. And I'm looking for where my parabola is less than 0. That means where it's below the x-axis. Here's where it's below the x-axis. These are the x values for all of those ordered pairs that are below the x-axis. Those are the x values. So the answer to the question is all the numbers between -4 and 1. That is the solution set. Okay, last example, and I will use the numerical method like Springboard did. I'm going to start off by noticing that it's greater than is going to be or. This is A is not equal to 1, but there is no GCF. So I'm going to have to use the AC method. So this becomes x squared plus x minus 30 is greater than or equal to 0. Factors of -30. There's not very many of them. 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, 10, 5, and 6. Use the hint over here. This has to be the sign of the bigger number, so all the smaller numbers in each pair are the negatives. They need to combine together to give me 1, and that pair right there gives me 1. That one gives me 7, that one gives me 12, that one gives me 29. So this is the pair that I need. So this becomes x minus 5, x plus 6. Remember, this is the AC method, so I must go back and divide by that number I multiplied by. 5 over 3 will not reduce, so swing the 3. 6 over 3 will. And I'm going to do a number line. Put those two zeros. 3x minus 5 equals 0. Add 5, divide by 3. X is equal to 5/3, which is about 1 2/3. So we're talking about 1, kind of around 1.6-ish. And the other one, x plus 2, set that equal to 0, minus 2 from both sides, you get x equals -2. So -2 goes here, 1.66-ish goes over here. And there's a bar, so it's a filled-in graph, filled-in dot. And then we're going to use the two, so 3x minus 5 and x plus 2. So if I pick any number over here, I don't know, let's say negative 5. Negative 5 times 3, that's going to be a negative 15. Negative 15 and a negative, that's going to give me a negative number. So these over here are all negative. Pick a number over here. I used 5 again. So negative 5 plus 2, that's a negative 3. So these numbers right here are all negative. When you multiply a negative times a negative together, you get a positive. So if I redraw my number line like Springboard did, right here, these are all positives. Okay. Now, pick a number in between here. 0 happens between a negative number and a positive number, so I'm going to plug in 0 because it's easy. 0 minus 5, that's a negative number. 0 plus 2, that's a positive number. So when you multiply a negative number times a positive number, you get a negative number. And over here, pick a number bigger than 1.6. Pick 2 or 5 or 10. It doesn't matter. 10. That's a 30 and a minus 5. So those are positive numbers. 10 and 2, that makes 12. That's a positive number. And we have a positive times a positive is a positive. So they're looking for numbers that will plug in right here that will be greater than or equal to 0. That means a positive number. So these are the answers that we want. We predicted at the beginning that it would be an OR problem, and it is an OR problem. We're talking about numbers that are less than or equal to -2, or numbers that are greater than or equal to 5/3. So that is your final answer.